Hey everyone, this is Stephanie, 1111 Witchy Babe, and I'm here with your reading for Capricorn. So, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is your reading for the month of September, the energy that's going to be coming in for you guys, and some advice of how to best deal with it. So, let's jump in onto the reading. So I'm going to be starting off using the Archetype deck, which if you are used to YouTube readings or you read yourself, you probably have seen. And we're going to just be taking a look at the energy that you guys are coming into in September, the Archetype that you will kind of be stepping into. So let's see. All right, we have Damsel. So, and she is in her upright. So the light attributes are understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. I feel like this is really a card about stepping away from very toxic codependent behavior and being your best friend, is what I just heard. Being the one that you go to for support. You don't need somebody else. You want somebody else, but you have all the tools in order to deal with the things in your life within you. You can reconnect with your higher self. And that's not to say that you don't need other people. We all need other people. Humans are social creatures, and so we do need other people, but if you are feeling like you need somebody else or else type energy, then you are going to be stepping away from that. And you're going to be kind of pulling that energy from that shadow attributes, which is waiting for the knight in shining armor to come rescue you, into rescuing yourself. You're saving yourself. So Capricorn got hit hard. Capricorn stelliums got hit hard, especially the generational ones. We got hit extremely hard over this last year, but more than that. But Capricorn suns and risings had had some really tough transits. And so I'm not an astrologer. I don't know all those details, but I do have lots of astrologer friends, and I know that you guys have been getting hard on your transits. So I feel like this is really stepping into the power of the lessons that you learned over that process and how you really have to rely on yourself and rely on not just like relying on yourself, but relying on yourself to pull yourself out of your darkness. And that's something that you had to learn over this process. You know, you're still here, you're still functioning. You might not be at your best, but you're still here. So you did learn something through all of those tough challenges, and you've learned to be your own savior. So that's something I feel like you really need to recognize and honor. Take a look at you 6 months ago, take a look at you a year ago, and how you responded and reacted to different situations and how you do now, especially when it comes to romance and interpersonal relationships. So now we're going to jump over to the tarot to try to get some details, see what else is going on for you guys in September. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The World. There's a completion. I feel like that completion is ending of the codependency. Now that's not to say that you will never step into codependent behavior, but I feel like you are becoming aware of your codependent tendencies and of the tendency to fall into a victim state, which is not necessarily very Capricorny. So it's something that you probably are very used to, and maybe you didn't recognize within yourself, but we all have these things. We all have all of these traits that exist in other people. We still have within us, right? Because we're all interconnected. We all can experience similar energies, but it is our free will and our decision of how we choose to use them. And you are now stepping into a higher vibration and ending that cycle of codependent energy and being your own savior. So I feel like this is very positive so far. Let's see what else is coming out. And again, that World is just letting you know all the things that have been happening to you that were, you're seeing as negative, and they probably were negative for you. And whenever I say like if something's perceived negative, it's not because I'm trying to minimize what you went through, but because when it's happening, it is the perception is of it. It is negative, but then after the fact, it usually ends up you're seeing it as a positive because it stopped you from doing something you shouldn't, or it sets you on a different track, or whatever it is. And so that can happen even in the most horrible situations where you see, let's say for instance, and this is like, I don't even want to use that example, but let's just say something incredibly terrible happens to you, something that would be newsworthy, right? So you can think of all those horrible things that exist in the world that can happen to people that end up on the news. There are so many people that those things happen to, and then they are able to then go and create something from it, create a foundation, create awareness, create something that they're able to prevent it from happening to other people. And while they have had to suffer from something very horrible and traumatic happening to them, the loss of somebody or a traumatic event happening to them, it has created something that is very beneficial for themselves, for their healing process, and for the collective. So that's what I'm talking about with those type of situations. And there's not one of us that wants to go through something traumatic like that. But if you can start to see some of the events that are very hard for you to deal with and try to see where that lesson or what you can do with it to kind of transmute that energy into something positive. It will help you get through those moments a bit better. And that's, again, it's not taking away anybody's pain. It's not taking away anybody's process of dealing with it. It's just some advice of, once you are done with that and you would like to step into something new, that's a way that you can kind of do that. So let's keep going. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys have found, you guys are finding and have found, I feel, balance. So this is a very, I feel like the seas are calming. You see the seas are kind of unbalanced there. And sometimes Two of Pentacles is read kind of in a negative. But to me in this reading, it's really, it's not about you needing to find balance. It's about you did find balance. And that was something that you were going through during those months. I'm seeing like the months of the rough seas, and now things are starting to balance out and level out. The seas aren't as rough anymore. So this is a very calm, I feel very calm. It's very calming energy. Probably going to be a chill month. Not a lot of major things going on except for some internal changes with you and your perception and how you deal with situations going forward in the future. Damn. And the Page of Pentacles. There's so much about money this month in regards to the collective energy, and information or messages coming through regarding money or information being shared among people. This messenger energy is prevalent in, I think, almost every single reading. So that is so noteworthy. I'm writing that down in my journal. I feel like there's something coming for the collective, some sort of discovery, something to do with our finances. But for you in particular, this is going to be, I feel like it almost feels like a clean slate. That's really what this looks like to me. It looks like cycle ending, balance found, and then excitement to start something new, which is what all pages kind of resemble. But to me, the Page of Pentacles in regards to this situation is something new that's a foundational. It's kind of like that. I'm getting like a Saturn energy. I just heard Saturn. You're building a foundation of something that's solid and real, and it's not built on the shit that you were dealing with in the past. And so what I really feel like, again, this has a lot to do with relationships, and it has a lot to do with how you deal with situations, and you are finding that balance. And so there's a new chapter because of it, because you're no longer in a certain lower energy. Okay, so let's jump over. We're going to use the Rebel deck. See what message needs to come across. So the Rebel deck, if you haven't seen it before, is kind of like the Rude deck. And it's a little fun, but it can really add some depth that you wouldn't necessarily have before, surprisingly. Sometimes it really doesn't, but sometimes it does. So, oh, you need a big fucking hug, squeeze. So you guys, like I was telling you, you've had a very, very rough time in the sky for Cap Suns and Cap Risings, not really the Cap Moons in regards to the transits, because the moon moves too fast, but the Suns and the Risings, you guys have definitely had some issues, and you just need to relax this month is what I see. You need to just take it easy. It's not even like, I don't see anything bad coming. I feel like that you need a big fucking hug is just from all the shit that you went through. It's almost like like that energy. That's what I feel right now. So it's just a big sigh of relief. Go spend some time with your family, your loved ones, those that you would like to hug. If you don't like hugging, then you know what I mean. The people that give you those feel good feelings. That's what this card is telling you. So like, enjoy your life again. I feel like a lot of you have been holding your breath and not enjoying things. And now you can have a moment to kind of breathe and enjoy things again. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to step over to the Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle, which is a lot about health. Sometimes health messages come through, sometimes they don't, but we'll see if there's anything you need to look out for or no. So we have alternative medicine. And so this is Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to the ideal healing treatment modality and for giving me clear signs and messages to validate my best path for my well-being. So for those of you that are dealing with any health issues, if you've gotten any diagnosis or anything that long-term even, you are being called to seek alternative treatments. And that's not necessarily, jump on to woo and I know it's weird coming from a spiritual page, but I am very scientific based. I still believe in science, and I believe science is magic, and I believe in modern medicine. So I do think some things are harmful, but I do think some things have been given as divinely given gifts of intelligence to us to help us with our human experience. So I definitely validate them, and I would never ever clear somebody away from using modern medicine. So I don't believe that this is just in regards to alternative medicine, like seeking out Eastern, not, I shouldn't call it woo, but Eastern medicine, which is valid, or other things that are maybe more woo like. Um, that is something that you can do. But I do also want to say I am seeing this as not only that, but also seeking out other opinions. There's a lot that's happening. You know, medicine is practice. You're practicing medicine, and a lot changes in a short period of time. And not every hospital or doctor has the same resources as others, or information, or is keeping up to date. So if you kind of resonate with that, that might be an indicator being pushed to seek out something that is a little bit different. Maybe it's a different hospital in a different town, different doctor, or maybe it's something more alternative. Maybe I just heard massage, so there could be some people dealing with different pains that might be able to be alleviated by massage, things like that. But make sure that this is not me saying to drop whatever your doctor is telling you and go the total alternative Eastern herbal route. No, no, no. I would never ever say that. So making that super clear. I'm just telling you there's nothing wrong with getting multiple opinions or trying multiple things, as long as you are, if you're trying different supplements or things like that, make sure no matter what it is, even if it says all natural, that you are letting your doctor know, because interactions of natural medicines can happen. Sorry, I'm going into this rant. I come from a medical background per se, as I worked in veterinary medicine, and it does apply to humans as well. So I take certain things very seriously. So just leaving that out there. That yes, if you have something going on, seek some alternative options. Look at what your options are. Okay, so let's jump on, now that my little rant is over about that, to the romance angel oracles and see what message needs to come out. And if you are somebody that is big into alternative medicine and you don't like modern medicine, that's your path, that's your choice. Do you. Just not what I promote. I'm not judging you though. All right. So we're using the romance angels to see what's coming out. And unfortunately, I have a really funky card here, and that is deception. Somebody is wearing a false mask in this relationship. I'm actually taking this as more than just romantic relationships, so don't freak out and then accuse your boyfriend of lying to you, your girlfriend, or whatever. But I do feel like there is some sort of deception that is lurking for you this month, that's going to come through, that you'll find out. It's not going to be a major blow. It'll probably be one of those things where you're like, figures that this would happen. But I'm going to actually tell you, don't do that, because you have gotten into this very kind of a neutral area, neutral energy, and you don't want to just feed more into the negativity that you've already been dealing with. If this deception comes from a friend or a family member or something like that, this is just showing you the people that you still need to get out of your life, or not. I don't believe that everything's like, okay, that's it, we're done, we're never speaking again. They're just not aligned with you at the moment, and you need to release them for the moment, at least. And if you want to say bye-bye for this lifetime, then go ahead, like, whatever. But some people get, like, really anxious with that idea, and so I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you need to step away from them at this point until they can work on themselves and get into a better energy level. Because they're going to definitely be showing their true side to you. I also feel like this could be in regards to a relationship, of course, as the typical deception comes through. So if there are red flags, then you need to make sure that you aren't deceiving yourself. But I do feel like this is almost less of like, oh, this person's cheating on me, and more of this person's just not being honest with what's going on with them. I feel like somebody's hiding something from you if you're in a romantic relationship. I do get the sense that there's some sort of deception coming through, and on like a friend or family level. Maybe somebody repeats something you say. Maybe, you know how that stuff works. I'm sure everybody is listening has had somebody deceive them before, and it's always something random, usually, right? So however that plays out for you, just don't hold on to it too long. It's not going to be something that you're going to care about, I feel like, even a month from now. It's not a big deal, but it's just a warning. So let's go on and let's take a look at some final advice, overall advice, and that's going to be with the tarot. This star, yeah, just like I was telling you, make sure you don't feed that deception energy too much and get too caught up in it. If it's something your friend screws you over, your boyfriend cheats on you, anything like that, you're going to have to just realize that this had to happen so you could step into something much better. Although I don't really see those situations playing out because we don't have any towers or anything like that. This is more of going to be a situation where like figures, like really it's going to be like that. But if you can just stay out of that and not sit in that Capricorny, life sucks, everything's gonna always suck for me shit that you guys like to do. You and all earth signs, and I'm a Taurus, so I can own that too as well. Uh, you have this new opportunity, this inspiration, this new beginning coming to you with that star. The star is always positive. It's always letting you know there's something coming that's very, very good for you, and you're going to be happy. So just hold on to that through any little roughness. And again, I feel like you really need to have a change of perspective of where you are now and how you react now to things and how you deal with things now and how you did 6 months to a year ago, and recognize that and honor that within yourself. Okay. So that is your reading, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave me a comment below. Let me know what your other placements are. Let me know what's going on in your life and how this is playing out. Let me know what's been going on with you for the past, I think it was like a year or more for those transits. You know, how your life has been changing and what you've been dealing with. And if you are a new viewer, make sure if you do like this video, check out the other readings. Check out the readings down in the description box. I listed a couple of the more popular ones for picket cards that other people seem to enjoy. And make sure you subscribe and turn that notification on so you can get the rest of my readings as they come out. I do try to post at least once a week, if not more. So if you, yeah, I guess that is it. I hope you guys have a great September. I hope you guys have a great day whenever you find this, whenever it finds you. And give yourself a hug and give yourself a pat on the back for making it through all of that crap that you had to get through, okay? All right, you have some good stuff coming. You're just kind of in a calm period. The waters are evening out, and then the good stuff will start to pour in. So you just gotta breathe. All right, I hope you guys, again, have a good one, and I will see you next video.